If you guys want to be in with a chance of winning a huge host of prizes in my Christmas giveaway, including FIFA points, coins, and even a football shirt of your choice, all you need to do is leave a like on the video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here. Best of luck and enjoy the video. Hey guys, it's Ware here. Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to complete the brand new Premier League Player of the Month Raheem Sterling SBC, the cheapest and easiest way. As of right now, this will set you back around 275,000 coins on both consoles. However, we've got another 13 days until this SBC expires, so expect the price to drop down to maybe around 220 or 230k over the next few weeks. In return, you get yourself an 88 rated Raheem Sterling card with 96 pace, 90 dribbling, 80 shooting and 82 passing, as well as 4-star skill moves, and that is a very good card for the price. Bear in mind you also get yourself around 200k worth of packs. So personally, I think if you're looking for a left-sided midfielder in the Premier League and you don't already have Premier League Player of the Month Eden Hazard, this is a very good card to get. So if you guys have enjoyed the video, if you do, don't forget to leave a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here, and without further ado, let's go on into it. Starting off with the first of 5 different individual SBCs we need to complete to get Raheem Sterling, we've got the Citizens, fairly cheap. It will set you back around 35k or so, and gives you a rare Electrum Players pack in return. Now for this and every single one of the SBCs you're going to see in this video, I've used a rating formula in order to get the required rating the cheapest and easiest way. In this case here, it's 83. So you guys can see I've got 284 rated players, 282s, 181, 180, and the rest 83s. Now for this and all the other SBCs, you guys don't need to use the exact same players as me. That's not the point of these videos. It's to show you guys a template that you can easily replicate using players in your club that you may already have, maybe as untradables for example, or that you can get cheaply on the market. So you guys don't need to use the exact same players here. You could go with, for example, Leno in goal instead, as he's also an 84 rated keeper. You could go with someone like Tovan in the right mid position. You guys don't need an 84 rated keeper. You could have like an 83 rated keeper here, and then you could have an 84 rated centre mid. So you guys don't need to use the exact same players, just try and use the same ratings of players and you'll get the rating you require overall. But for this you need at least 3 City players, at least 1 Team of the Week player, and an 83 rating with a 90 chemistry. So what I've done is I've gone with Delph, Stones and Laporte as my 3 City players. I'd recommend to you guys to just do the same, because these are all very cheap cards you can go with. You could maybe go with someone like Mendy, for example, in at left back, and then you could use another lower rated player somewhere else. But these guys here are all really cheap, and you can just put them into your team, all linking together, and it will make it very easy. Then go with an 84 rated Premier League keeper. You've got Leno and Schmeichel as your 2 main options. Then you want to go with an inform. I went with a Ligue 1 inform here because there are a lot of high rated players in the Ligue 1, and they also link into Laporte. As you do need 90 chemistry for this, and the majority of the SBCs to get Sterling, you do need to use a lot of players in the right positions and a lot of strong links and everything like that. So we've got Martin from the current Team of the Week. He's about 12 or 13k, very cheap. He's French and plays in the Ligue 1, so it's easy to link into a team on good chemistry. And then I've used Rabiot and Strootman to get the links into him, with Depay up front, and then Quincy Promes in the left mid position, getting those 2 Dutch links, getting himself on decent chemistry, with Di Maria in at right mid, and then Rami in the right back position. I could have used someone like Meunier, but he's more expensive, so I just went with Rami. If you guys copy me and don't get quite enough chemistry, which will be because I've got Lorty chemistry on a couple of these players. Actually, I've only got it on 2 of these players here anyway, so even if you do copy me, I think you should get enough chemistry. But if for some reason you don't, you can go with Meunier in the right back position instead. But as I said, you guys don't need to use the exact same players as me. You could go with a different 83 rated centre mid from Ligue 1, for example, that you may have in your club, someone like Luis Gustavo. Just look in your club really and do that. So you don't need to use every single player like the exact same as me, because if everyone does that, these players are going to rise up a lot in price, and it will no longer be the cheapest way of completing the SBC. But as you guys can see there, we've done it, and it gives us a rare Electrum Players pack in return, which is quite good. Next up, we've got the Premier League SBC, which is fairly expensive. This one will set you back about 90k, but it gives you a Jumbo Premium Gold Players pack, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that a 100k pack? I'm not sure, we're going to have to see. But for this, you need at least 7 Premier League players, a minimum of 6 nationalities, at least 2 Team of the Week players, and an 84 rating with 90 chemistry. Again, you guys want to follow the same rating formula as me. You don't have to use the same players, but you want to have 1 86 rated player, 2 82s, then you need to get yourself 3 83s like I've gone with here, and then everyone else just go with 84 rated cards, and you're good to go. Although, as I said, you don't need to use the exact same players. You could go with someone like Jorginho, for example, instead of Dembele. You've got lots of 82 rated cards, someone like Bailly, for example, here. Loads and loads of options, so very, very simple. So obviously your 2 informs, I wouldn't recommend going with Premier League ones just because they're more expensive. I went with Santi Cazorla, who is about 20k, and then I went with Mina, who is about 18,000 coins, as you guys can see right there. They're 83 rated, so they fit into this formula. You guys could have 2 82 rated informs. You may, for example, have like an untradeable Aaron Moy, for example. So you could just go with him, and that's really simple. And you're obviously saving yourself a lot of coins as you're using an untradeable player. So that's why I recommend to you guys to not use the exact same cards as me. Use players you already have, use untradeables, and you can also just try and snipe cards and get some good deals on the market. So as my 86 rated card, I've got Azpilicueta. You guys could maybe go with someone like Edison if you wanted, but I've already used him in another SBC, so I've just gone with Azpilicueta right here. You want to make sure you get a fair few strong links in your team because you do need the 90 chemistry overall, but I would recommend going with a hybrid, so just get 4 players from a league that isn't the Premier League and then get 7 Premier League players. So obviously we've got the 7 here. I've made sure that I've fit in at least 6 nationalities in here, but yeah, you can look on the market and just find any informs really that suit this rating formula. So 82s, 83s, 84s, just get some cheap ones. I've got Mina and Cazorla, you guys can do the same. You can maybe go with someone like Batshuayi up front, for example. He's got an inform that's relatively inexpensive. Yeah, just get some strong links into them, just like I've gone with here. All these players are on decent chemistry, and then all these guys here from the Premier League, all getting good links together as well. Now, I have used a few players out of position just because I think the cheapest left mid from the Premier League is Son, who's 84 rated, and he's like 16k, so I just went with Dembele, who I had as an untradeable and is about 5k. Alonso's 5k as well, so I went with Mustafi in here. Really cheap, he's about 1,000 coins. And then I didn't want to use Carvajal or Sergio Roberto as they were like 10k, so I went with Victor Ruiz, out of position, 82 rated, and he cost me 1.3k. If you guys do copy me and you don't get quite enough chemistry, as you guys can see, I've got loyalty on 3 of these players, but you can just position change Mkhitaryan down to centre mid. You can put Vasquez as a right mid as well, and if that still doesn't quite work, you can get someone like Alonso, who's going to be on good chemistry as you'll be in the right position, but not too bad given that you get a Jumbo Premium Gold Players pack in return. Next up, we've got England, which gives you a mega pack worth 35,000 coins in return, and that's not bad at all given the SBC in total will set you back about 30 to 35k as well, so you're getting pretty much the same back in terms of pack value. So you need at least 5 English players, at least 2 Team of the Week cards, and an 82 rating with 85 chemistry. So your first step is to get yourself 2 informs to build the team around. The first one can be any 81 or 82 rated card. It doesn't matter what league, what nation, or what position they have. Just get the cheapest one you can find. You'll probably already have one in your club. I went with Benitez. He's a goalkeeper from the Liga, and he's really cheap. He cost me just over 11k. He's in at left back. In at right back, I've gone with an inform, I believe from the current Team of the Week. It's an English card who goes by the name of Joe Lolly. I've put him in here just because I didn't want to use a Premier League inform, because I would have to use one because you need 85 chemistry overall, so I would have had to go with a Premier League inform. Or another English inform. You can go with, I think Tammy Abraham is another option. There are a few English informs that are quite cheap that you can go with. I'd recommend Lolly right now. He's like 13k, although if a lot of people use him, he may go up. But you've got Tammy Abraham as another option that you could use up front, and then use some English players in your attacking midfield positions to get him on good chemistry. If not, you can just use a Premier League inform like Aaron Moy or someone who's about 17 or 18k. So once you've put Lolly or whatever your other inform is in here, you then just want to build the rest of your team all from the Premier League, making sure that you incorporate a total of 5 English players in there. And you want to just use all 82 rated cards apart from 183 and 181, and you should be good to go. If you use someone like Tammy Abraham, a higher rated card, then I think he's like 80 or 81. You can obviously use like another slightly lower rated card, and it's pretty easy. So I've got enough English players. We've got Maguire, Pickford, Lallana, Lolly and Henderson in here, and then we've got just really cheap cards like Giroud and people like that. You will have to position change a few of these guys, so make the centre mids that I've used. I think all these guys are centre mids. I've made them cams. If you guys copy me and don't get quite enough chemistry, because I do have loyalty on a few of these players, obviously you can do more position changes. You can make Lallana a defensive midfielder there, you can make Herrera an attacking midfielder, and you can also use someone like Fred, for example, here in the CDM position to get by on good chemistry. Or you could use like, there's other options. You could maybe use like Mustafi here, for example, and then put Ramsey down there. You've got a few different options, but it is a pretty simple SBC. These are the players that I've used. If you want to copy me, you don't need to. You will probably already have lots of other cards in your club you can use. There's loads of other 82 rated cards in the Premier League, so there's no need to copy me. You can just get the cheapest cards that you find either in your club or on the market. But ultimately, we've got crazy skills. One of the more expensive SBCs here, setting you back around 60 to 70,000 coins, but it gives you a rare players pack worth 50k in return, and that is very, very good. So you need one Man United player, one West Ham player, and one Southampton player, as well as an 84 rating and 85 chemistry overall. Obviously, you need to copy the same rating formula as me, just like with all the other SBCs here, but you don't need to use the same exact players as me. So I've gone with an 86 rated card, which in this case here is Edison. You do have other options available. I've then gone with 5 84s, Marquinhos, Ruffier, Thauvin, Payet and Lacazette. We've then got an 85 Paulinho, an 83 David Luiz, two 82s with Fred and Felipe Anderson, and then a 79 rated card with Bertrand. Now, if you potentially swap out some of these cards, maybe someone like Bertrand, you could bring Vestergaard in, for example, or another Southampton player that may bring the rating up slightly. You can obviously bring down the rating of another player, so you could go with Vestergaard in at centre back here, and then you could put Alonso in at left back. You've got a few options there, but you can mix and match really. You might have some other Southampton players in your club. There are obviously lots of other Southampton cards. You're not limited to just using the ones I've got. You can maybe go with like Arnautovic, for example. He's another 82 rated card from West Ham. You've got a few options there, like Fabianski and Balbuena are also fairly high rated. You've got a few options. Man United, you've got someone like Herrera you could go with as well. You've got Bailly, but these are the players that I've used right here. And to get the chemistry I require, I've got quite a few Brazilians down here. I have managed to do a hybrid because I didn't want to just go with loads of Premier League players because they are a little bit overinflated, because you do of course need them for a lot of the other SBCs for Sterling. So we've got some Ligue 1 cards down here. We don't have everyone in the perfect position. 85 chemistry still allows a lot of kind of using a few players out of position and stuff like that. So we've got Ruffier completely out of position there in at right back. He's a goalkeeper, he's on 2 chemistry. We've got Paulinho as well, who's off chemistry there. So you should be pretty good even if you don't have loyalty chemistry on these types of players. But make sure obviously you get your Man United, West Ham and Southampton player included, and then just try and get yourself the 84 rating. Pretty simple. These are the cards I've used. Edison, who is very cheap for an 86, Ruffier, Marquinhos, David Luiz, Bertrand, Paulinho, Thauvin, Payet, Fred, Felipe Anderson and Alexandre Lacazette. So we're going to submit that and we get a 50k pack in return, which is very, very good. Finally, we've got Player of the Month, which gives you a Premier League kit and also a Prime Gold Players pack worth 45k. This SBC will set you back around about 40,000 coins, which isn't too bad, and the main cost is the 3 informs that you require. So you need a maximum of 6 players from the same league. As I said, 3 Team of the Week players. Everyone needs to be gold and you need 90 chemistry overall. So you don't need to use any high rated cards, you just need 3 informs and then you can build the rest of your team with some non-rares. And I'd recommend going with a 2-league hybrid. I've gone with the MLS and the Premier League. You do want to try and use the Premier League because you've got this brick position in at left wing. You want to try and use an English centre mid from the Premier League here, and then try and build just your defence really, again from the Premier League. But then you can link up into a different league. Now I wouldn't really go with any Premier League informs as they're overinflated. Go with quite a small league that no one really uses as an ultimate team. So the MLS is a perfect example of that. There are loads of informs from the MLS and they're all very inexpensive because no one really uses them. So all these informs are pretty much discard price. I've got Doc Al, who cost me 9.9k, converted him from an attacking midfielder up to a striker. Very simple right there. We've got Lodiero, another very cheap discard price inform, and then we've got Acosta, who cost me only 9.8k, which isn't too bad at all. You guys don't need to go with the same informs as me. There are loads and loads of other MLS informs. There's loads of other informs from other leagues. You're not at all in any way limited to just going with the MLS. If everyone does that, they're going to shoot up in price and it won't be that cheap to go with the MLS, so you can find a different league. But just look really on Footed or Footbin, or just look on the market on Ultimate Team and you'll find plenty of those smaller leagues that no one really uses that has a lot of informs in. Try and get just midfield ones, or maybe like a right winger, striker, anything like that. Link them together like this. I mean, a lot of them are off chemistry, 6 on one, 7 on the other, but it still works. Then try and use a right back from that same league right there. So I've got Sanya, who plays in the MLS, and then I've linked from him into my centre back, Lejeune from the Premier League, just a random card I had in my club as an untradeable. and then I just got him on good chemistry with another Newcastle centre-back, used some Premier League cards there, made sure I had an English centre-mid linking into this brick position in at left wing, yeah, very, very simple right here. I will go through the players. If you guys do want to copy me, you can, although I think some of these informs will probably go up a lot in price after this video, because a lot of people will end up going ahead and using them. But you don't need to use the same players, as I've already mentioned several times. We're going to submit this, and this is the end of the Premier League Player of the Month, Raheem Sterling. I've not done one of these SBCs since Lucas right at the beginning of the game, so looking forward to giving him a go. As a Man City fan and a really big fan of Raheem Sterling, I can't wait to give him a go. And here we go. We're going to pack him. We're going to get Raheem Sterling in a pack. This is a really cool thing which EA have brought into FIFA 19. I like this a lot. Whenever you get a player from an SBC, they walk out. And that card is very, very nice, and I'm pleased he's a left winger. I know a lot of people are complaining given the fact that he played the majority of his games as a right winger, but I've already got Lucas, so I wouldn't do him if he was a right winger. But as a left winger, very, very nice. He's going to be fitting into my main weekend league team, which I'm very, very happy about. 88 rated, some really, really nice stats. Maybe something like a finisher chemistry dog to boost up that physical and boost up the shooting. Something like that could be pretty good. We also get this EPL kit, which I'm definitely going to use. I've got the Childish Gambino home kit. I'm going to replace that one there. I've already got the other Premier League kit, the green one from Lucas, which was quite cool. But there we go. Raheem Sterling is complete, and we've still got a load of packs to open as well, so maybe we can get back some of the coins we spent on the SBC. So there's a total of 5 packs. What I believed was a 100k pack is a Jumbo Premium Gold Players. It doesn't say Jumbo Premium Gold Players pack, which is what a 100k pack is. Instead, it gives you 24 gold players and 7 rares, so a bit of a weird pack. I don't think these have ever been made available in the store, but we're going to go through these in order of value. I think this is probably the cheapest one here, but all these packs are pretty good. I think they're all worth kind of 30, 40, 50k or so, so there is a good chance of us getting, I'd say at least like an inform or something like that. This is going to be Jimenez, I think, from Atletico Madrid. There's at least a good chance of us getting a walkout or an inform. I'd be really happy if we got that. I mean, I don't think we will. It will probably just be primarily kind of like 83s, 84s, kind of the cheap board drops, but I'll be really, really happy if we can get a walkout or an inform, preferably a walkout. I'd be really happy with that. We've got a rare election players pack here, which is pretty similar to a 45k pack, although you get silvers in it, but you get silvers instead of non-rare golds, so there's not much difference. You still get the same amount of rare gold players, which is 6, and in this case here we don't really get anything in the pack, which isn't amazing. However, we've still got plenty more to go. This pack was pretty bad, although I expect some of these silvers will go for a bit. I'll go through and check their prices a little bit later on. We've also got the mega packs, that's 35k. We've got the prime gold players pack and the 50k pack, so we'll go through these in order of value. I'm starting to lose my voice now. Been doing this video for 40 minutes. Come on, we get a board drop, which is decent. It's not a walkout. It's going to be an Italian defensive midfielder. De Rossi? Yeah, it's De Rossi. I think a lot of the Roma players have new face scans. I've noticed that Manolas has a new one, Kolarov has a new one. I'm not sure. I think that's since the latest patch. They literally just did, like, I think it was only Roma. But it's weird. They've done that a few times. They did that with Juventus player faces recently as well. We've got a 45k pack here though, which I've never got good luck in on any FIFA. Like, I've never really got anything good from a 45k pack. I'm not sure why. And I mean, look at that. The streak continues. Spain is always like the worst nation, or one of the worst nations, to get a drop down from, because if it's not a walkout, it's not good. Like, you've got some sick walkouts. You've got Ramos, you've got De Gea, you've got David Silva and Busquets, who are okay as well. But there's literally no good board drops who are Spanish, I don't think, really. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like, I can't think of any. They're mainly just like all trash. Apart from, you've got like Sergio Roberto and Carvajal, who are the most expensive, and they're like 10k. Anyway, 50k pack. Let's just see the odds of this. Can you see the odds? No, you can't. But I think you've got like a 5% chance of getting a walkout or something like that. It's not an amazing odd, but let's see. We don't get a walkout. I mean, I think a lot of you guys will probably get walkouts. We get an inform though, and I said I wanted an inform. France, centre mid. It's Bakayoko. That's actually sick. I don't know what he's worth, but that's made back a decent amount of what we spent. I reckon we probably made back about 50 or 60k from these packs in total, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 70k. It will depend how much Bakayoko is worth, but I think we've made back like 30 or 40k so far. Bakayoko's hopefully going to be like 20 to 30k. Let's see. We get Raul Albiol as well, who I believe is worth a fair amount, probably like 5k or so. Yeah, we've got like any 83s and 84s, they always sell for a bit. Rashford's like 3k, which isn't too bad. You can't really complain there. But how much is Tiemu Bakayoko? He's about 20k. That's very, very cheap for like a really good card. I mean, he does have some solid stats. So I'll probably keep him. Maybe try him out in weekend league as a super sub. Last few minutes, bring him on as a defensive midfielder. Could be a pretty good option there. So I'll take that. I mean, we made back, I'd say, about 60, 70k or so from what I spent. I probably spent about 50k on the SBC. I was using a lot of players from my club, so obviously they are players that have a lot of value, but I just happen to already have them. So I didn't go out of my way to buy many players off the market. So I can't complain too much, and we've got ourselves a really, really good player. I will quickly show you guys my team, where I'm going to be fitting Sterling in. I'll probably be using him off chemistry. I'm not sure. I might try and work him in on full chemistry, but I'm not fully sure how. I've had Willian here for ages, who is good, but like he's not amazing. Like there are a lot of better players. Like someone like Son is probably better, but I just have used him because I've got his Redfoot Champions version. But now that we've got Raheem Sterling, look at that. He's going to come in here. If you guys played FIFA 17, yeah, FIFA 17, his Player of the Month card was insane. He was my favourite player on FIFA 17. Had him at the beginning and played literally like 1,000 games with him. But I get full chemistry there, and everyone's on 8, so I might just go with that. I know I could get someone like De Bruyne or Aguero here. I do swap the team up in game to a 4-2-3-1, but I think that would be very, very nice. Him playing left wing, or even him playing as an attacking midfielder in a 4-1-2-1-2, something like that. I could actually try him as a cam with Lucas up front, something like that in a 4-1-2-1-2 second variation. Definitely worth a try, but I think I might just rock with that. Like I know that he's on 8 chemistry, but like that's not bad. Like he'd be on 9 if he had a strong link. He's on 8, so it makes very little difference, and he still gets a boost to his stats. You guys can see there, which isn't too bad. He doesn't have the best strength. That's something that can be changed, but he does have amazing pace. 98 acceleration is insane. 94 attack positioning is also insane. 96 agility and 96 balance. Great dribbling. Like he's one of those players that when you run at people, he'll probably just be unstoppable because of that agility, balance, and pace. 83 finishing is good. His shooting's brought down by the volleys, the penalties, the long shots, the less relevant stats. I think finishing is the key one you want. Composure's 78. Yeah, I think if I boost the strength up and the shooting, I think he doesn't really need much more on the card. He's already got good dribbling and passing and everything, so I'm going to go with a finisher. And let's just see what the stats look like following that change. He has got... yeah, now he's got plus 11 shot power, which is sick. Plus 11 long shots, plus 4 finishing, plus 4 to the strength. I think if he was in the right position, or like had a strong link in there rather, he'd get like plus 5 strength, which isn't that much of a change anyway. So that's what I'll go with. That's a sick card, and I can't wait to give him a go. If you guys want to see a player review on him, which isn't something I've done much this year, I can do that, but I'm sure other YouTubers will do that in the near future. So if you guys are wondering how good he is, I'd recommend watching one of those, maybe before completing the SBC. But for 270k, you're getting an amazing player with some very, very nice stats and around 200k worth of packs. So I don't think you can complain. It's a good SBC. And as a left winger, I think there are a lot of good left wingers in the Premier League, people like Sane who are relatively similar in terms of stats, but you get all those packs in return too, and I'm glad he's a left winger rather than a right winger because you've already got Lucas on that side. If you've done Hazard, don't do Sterling, but if you haven't and you're looking for a good option in that position, Sterling is a go-to player in my opinion. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like, let me know down below if you did complete Sterling, and if you did, what did you get in your packs, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.